betrayed on the eve of her wedding. On a bright and sunny day, as Mercy strolled down the path towards the bustling market, she crossed paths with a tall, striking man. He smiled warmly, revealing a set of perfectly straight, white teeth. "Good morning, Earth Angel," he said in a voice as smooth as silk. "Do you have a name, or can I call you mine?" he added with a wink, making her heart skip a beat. Mercy smiled shyly, feeling a blush creep up her cheeks. "My name is Mercy," she replied softly. "And you are?" "My name is Chance," he replied. "I've been watching you for some time now, and I must say, you're the most beautiful creature I've ever seen." Mercy blushed even harder at his compliment. "Is it possible for us to meet again?" Chance asked, a hopeful note in his voice. Mercy looked up into his deep green eyes and felt a warmth spread through her chest. "I'd like that," she replied, a small smile playing at the corners of her lips. "Maybe I could meet you here tomorrow at this time?" He smiled back, his eyes sparkling with delight. "That sounds perfect, Mercy. Until tomorrow, then." With one final nod, he turned and disappeared into the crowd, leaving Mercy feeling a mixture of excitement and nervousness. As she went home, all she thought of was Chance. His voice echoed in her ears, and she could feel his gaze on her even when she closed her eyes. Mercy spent the entire day dreaming about their chance encounter, wondering what it would be like to spend more time with him. She couldn't wait for the next day to come so she could see him again. She picked out a dress that combined her favorite colors and took extra care with her hair, just like she planned. Once she was all set, she headed to the market with excitement. Her heart raced as she neared the spot where she had met Chance the day before, but he wasn't there. She started to worry, scanning the crowd to see if he was around. Just as she was about to give up and leave, someone tapped her on the shoulder. She spun around, her heart racing, only to find Chance standing there, his eyes sparkling with mischief. "Good morning, Mercy," he said with a warm smile. "I trust you've been well?" She could feel herself blushing again as she replied, "Yes, I'm doing fine." "And you?" He winked. "I've been better, but seeing you again has certainly brightened my day." The butterflies in her stomach fluttered wildly, and she could feel her cheeks burning. They spent the next few minutes catching up on each other's lives, and Mercy found herself opening up to Chance in a way she never had with anyone else. He seemed to understand her on a deeper level, and his laughter was contagious. As they walked through the market, they held hands, their fingers intertwined, and she couldn't help but feel as if she had known him for much longer than just a day. Finally, they decided to sit on a nearby bench to take a break. The sun was warm, casting their shadows on the stone path. Chance reached into his pocket and took out a small velvet box. His hands shook a bit as he opened it, revealing a beautiful sapphire ring. "Mercy, I know this is sudden, but all I want is for us to be together, forever. I've been watching you from afar for a long time, too scared to approach someone as amazing as you," he confessed nervously. Mercy was stunned, her heart racing. Tears filled her eyes as she looked at the ring and then back at Chance. "Chance," she said softly, her voice trembling. "I'm not sure if I'm ready for this, but I want to spend more time with you, get to know you better." She took a deep breath, feeling both hopeful and uncertain. "Let's enjoy our time together and see where it takes us." He nodded, understanding her feelings but determined. "I get it, Mercy. I'll respect your wishes. Just know, you'll always mean a lot to me, no matter what." They kept talking, sharing stories about their lives, dreams, and fears. The sun started to go down, making the sky turn pink and orange. When it got dark, they went their separate ways, agreeing to meet again the next day at the park. Chance couldn't stop thinking about Mercy and smiled all the way home. Mercy, however, still needed more reassurance about their relationship. The next day at the park, Mercy asked, "So, why me? You must have met many women before, right?" Chance smiled gently, never taking his eyes off hers. "Oh, Mercy, you're not like anyone else I've met. From the moment I saw you, I knew you were special. You have this inner light that draws people to you, and you're beautiful both inside and out. I've never felt this way about anyone else, and I want to see where this feeling takes us." He reached for her hand, gently touching her knuckles with his thumb. "I know it's early, but I believe in us, Mercy. I want to be with you, share my life with you, and see where fate takes us. I'm still young, you know, and I've turned down so many suitors." Love? That's a territory I've never ventured into before. Trusting a handsome man like you? It's not something that comes easy to me. I'm just not sure if I'm prepared for all of this, Mercy confessed, her voice trailing off as confusion clouded her eyes. "But I do want to explore this further. To spend more time with you, to understand where this might lead. Give me a moment, Chance. Let me breathe, let me think, and then, perhaps, we can see where things take us," she pleaded softly. Chance fell silent for a beat before responding, his tone earnest. "Let me assure you, Mercy, you've been on my mind for months now. I've come to realize that it's you who can make my life complete. So here and now, I vow to cherish you, to stand by you as your devoted partner. I declare you my African queen, the one I'll love and care for always. I promise, I'll never knowingly hurt you. So please, don't make me wait any longer. Say yes, Mercy. Say you'll be mine, say you'll be my wife." Chance waited with bated breath as he watched Mercy process his words. He could see the uncertainty in her eyes, but he hoped that the sincerity in his voice would help to convince her. After what seemed like an eternity, she finally smiled, her eyes shining with tears of happiness. "Okay," she whispered, her voice barely audible above the rustling leaves of the trees around them. "Okay, I will give us a try, I will be yours, and I will be your wife." As Mercy's words sank in, Chance felt a huge wave of relief and happiness. He hugged Mercy tightly, burying his face in her hair, feeling grateful. "Thank you, Mercy," he whispered, his voice full of emotion. "Thank you for giving me another chance." He felt her hold him back, their fingers lacing together as she hugged him. They sat quietly for a while, lost in their thoughts. Then, Chance took a deep breath and looked into Mercy's eyes. "So, my lovely queen," he said with a smile, "when do you want to make this official? When do you want to marry me?" Mercy blushed at his words, feeling her heart race. I am not sure," she said nervously. "Maybe after we spend more time together, get to know each other better? We could plan something special, just for us." They spent their days happily, exploring their love and the world around them. They hiked through forests, swam in rivers, and shared intimate moments under the stars. Every day, their bond grew stronger, and Mercy learned to trust and love Chance more than ever. One sunny day, as they lay on a blanket in a field, watching clouds float by, Chance took Mercy's hand. "I've been thinking," he said, looking at her. "It's been almost a year since we started living together, and I want to make it official. I want to marry you and have a wedding, just for us, with our closest friends and family. Mercy smiled at him, feeling love for him. That sounds great, Chance. I'd love that. She thought for a moment. But it doesn't have to be big or fancy. Just simple and intimate, like us. Chance nodded, his face softening. I get it. I just want us to celebrate our love with the people we care about most. And, well. He paused, then said, I want to give you the wedding you've always dreamed of, Mercy. You deserve it. Mercy felt her heart fill with love at his words. She kissed him gently, holding his face in her hands. Thank you, Chance, she whispered. You're the best man I've ever known. I love you so much. For days and weeks, Chance and Mercy immersed themselves in wedding preparations. They enlisted the help of family and a select few close friends, including Nina, in organizing every detail. Mercy and Nina, lifelong friends, tackled the planning with joy, their bond strengthening amidst the flurry of arrangements. After securing a venue that perfectly matched Mercy's vision, Chance graciously presented a dowry to Mercy's parents, expressing his gratitude. With that tradition honored, they eagerly set a date for the wedding and dispatched invitations to their loved ones, marking the beginning of their journey towards matrimony. The day before their wedding, Mercy went to see her friend Nina. She asked Nina to be her bridesmaid and they had some things to talk about. As Mercy walked through the village, she felt excited by all the activity. The air smelled of flowers and there were sounds of laughter, music, and talking. People stopped to say nice things to Mercy and wish her well. She got to Nina's cozy house and found the door open, so she went in. The house smelled of lavender and rosemary. On the table, there was a pretty bouquet of flowers. Mercy thought it might be for her. She went over to it and admired the flowers. She noticed something unusual, the sight of her husband's clothes strewn on the floor. It hit her hard when she realized what it meant. She felt her heart drop as she heard intimate noises from Nina's bedroom. It was like a punch to her stomach. Tears filled her eyes as she desperately hoped it was someone else, not her husband. She cautiously tiptoed to the bedroom door, her heart racing. She didn't want to believe it, but the sounds were unmistakable. Her husband and Nina, she couldn't even finish the thought. Tears rolled down her cheeks as she held her stomach, feeling sick. She couldn't understand how this could happen. They had seemed so happy, so in love. But now it felt like everything was a lie. The harsh reality hit her. Her husband and her bridesmaid were together on the night before their wedding. The pain, the betrayal, the shock overwhelmed her. She wanted to scream, to lash out, but she felt frozen. It was like she was watching a tragic movie, unable to change anything. When Chance and Nina noticed her, they quickly went in different directions. Nina looked guilty and ashamed, while Chance seemed torn between defiance and fear. Mercy felt like her heart was breaking as she looked at them, unable to understand. She wanted to believe it was all a mistake, but the evidence was right in front of her. How long has this been going on? Mercy whispered, her voice barely heard. She waited, her words lingering in the air, hoping for a response. Nina, still in Chance's shirt, avoided eye contact, unable to face Mercy. Chance, stepping forward, looked determined. It's not what you think, Mercy. We were just helping each other out, as friends. Going through a rough patch, he explained, his words sounding empty, even to himself. Mercy's voice trembled with emotion as she spoke again, how could you do this to me right before our wedding? She couldn't stop crying, couldn't stop shaking as she realized what had happened. Nina, Her best friend, the person she trusted the most, had been sleeping with her fiancé. The betrayal hurt too much. "Why, Nina? Why did you do this?" she asked through tears. Nina couldn't look at her. "I'm sorry, Mercy. I never wanted it to happen. I thought I could help him, but it got out of control." "I never meant to hurt you," Nina said, full of regret. But it didn't make Mercy feel any better. Mercy decided not to go back home but instead returned to her parents' house. She couldn't stay in the house she shared with Chance. The pain was too much, the betrayal too deep. As she packed, she tried to understand. How could Nina and Chance do this? She couldn't forget the happy times they had, the love they shared. It all felt like a lie now. She told her parents what happened, and they called off the wedding. Everyone was shocked. Chance's family disowned him, and Nina's family apologized for what she did. Mercy felt numb, like she was in a fog. She couldn't face Chance or Nina anymore. She just wanted it all to go away. Many months later, Mercy was able to deal and recover from the heartbreak and betrayal she experienced. She had found strength in her family and friends and had focused on rebuilding her life. She had moved back home and had enrolled in college, determined to make something of herself. She threw herself into her studies, extracurricular activities, and her new social life. She made new friends, went on dates, and even started to enjoy her freedom again. However, she could never truly forget what had happened with Chance and Nina. Their betrayal left a permanent scar on her heart, and she was cautious about trusting others again. There were rumors circulating that Chance and Nina had been living together as a married couple ever since the wedding was called off. Mercy tried to avoid dwelling on them, to concentrate on her own life. She had moved on and wanted nothing to do with them. Yet, whenever she saw them together in public, she couldn't help but feel a pang of hurt. It served as a constant reminder of their betrayal, of the trust they had shattered. Trouble started brewing in their relationship. People began talking about Nina's wild behavior, how she was always partying and acting recklessly. They wondered if Chance was truly happy with her or just trying to make things work. Nina seemed to be ignoring her husband, spending more time away from home than with him. Their fights got louder and more frequent, showing that their relationship was falling apart. Nina would disappear for days and only come back when she felt like it. Chance felt trapped, unable to change anything. He had committed to Nina, and now he had to deal with the consequences. A year after the wedding was called off, Mercy married a rich and respected man, and they started a family. She had moved on and was happy with her new life. One day, while shopping, she saw Chance looking sad and upset. Mercy's heart raced, and she felt a mix of emotions, anger, hurt, and a bit of sadness for what could have been. They spoke briefly. Chance looked shyly into Mercy's eyes and said, "I'm really sorry for what I did. Can you forgive me? And, would you consider giving me another chance, Mercy?" "I forgive you, Chance, but it's too late. I'm already married." "I wish you all the best in finding someone," Mercy replied before walking away, leaving Chance feeling regretful and sad.